Hello everybody, my name is Blackblade and welcome back to my channel. Now before I start, I would like to apologize to you guys. I know I haven't uploaded any sort of video for at least 2 weeks now. And if you guys didn't know, I have an 8-hour job and I've just received so many projects. And with that said, I have very little time when it comes to gaming. So welcome to vlog number 1 of our beginner's guide to a Molten Strike build. Now in this guide, I would like to try to get you guys started into making a very humble but yet very viable Molten Strike build. All right. So with that said, let's get into the build proper. Alright, so in this build we are going to be selecting the Duelist class simply because he has the highest amount of survivability, and at the same time he can dish out a good amount of damage both on his skill tree and both over on the right skill tree, which is going to be really helpful for us in surviving or for you guys, in surviving higher level difficulty maps. Alright, so we're going to start by taking some physical attack damage and life over here, and then going down over here, we are going to take every single increased life or life node as we can, or as much as we can, because in this game is very punishing. So in order for us to survive, well, number one, we need lots and lots of life. So we are going to take all of the life nodes over here, and then we're going to go down and take the Master of Arena. Now this is a pretty notable node in my opinion, and a very powerful one, simply because that it offers us life regeneration, it gives you melee physical damage, it gives us +2 to our melee weapon and unarmed range, and it gives us +20 to strength. And then we went ahead and got some mana for some mana, the mana flows for some mana management. We went down to get the bravery over here, again all of these life nodes. And then since we are going to be using a shield for this build, we did get some very good shield nodes over here, specifically the Defiance. And then we went down over here to get all of the powerful life nodes over here. And then we went to the right side to take the Art of the Gladiator for the increased attack speed. Attack speed is going to be crucial in this build, so we are going to take 3 of the trifecta of powerful attack speed nodes over on the left, down and the left, right. What I mean is down and right skill part of the tree. Am I saying that correctly? Yeah. Number 1 is the Art of the Gladiator. Number 2 is the Finesse, and then number 3 is the Coordination. Those are the 3 powerful, attack speed nodes that we are going to take, since the build will be revolving around, getting as much attack speed skill nodes as we can. Alright, so we did go down over here. Since we are going to be using the Molten Strike, we are going to upgrade its projectile damage by taking some additional projectile damage nodes over here. And then we did get the Iron Reflexes, of course. Since we're going melee, we're going to take a lot of hits, so getting the Iron Reflexes is a must. And then we've gotten some +30 to our intelligence skill node over here, just to compensate for our for our gems and for our gear. And then we've gotten the thick skin over here, passing through a lot of life nodes over there. And then we did get the point blank, simply because that this will increase the projectile damage part of our Molten Strike significantly, by adding up to 50% more damage. And of course, if it says more damage, that means multiplicative, so that's going to be a lot of damage for our projectiles. And then we went up over here, and then we've gotten the Herbalism together with all of the life nodes over here. We went to the left side to take some one-handed attack speed, again 100 attack speed, and then the aspect of the Panther. And then we went down over here to take again some more shield, some more really powerful shield nodes. And then we've gotten the weapon artistry. We went to the left side to get the Finesse, and then of course the Heart of the Oak for the 30% chance to avoid being stunned, and the +1% of life regeneration per second. And then we did get the Primal Spirit for some mana management. Now I was taking into consideration to take the Unwavering Stance, but it's just too far, and we're just going to waste so much points. And I also thought about getting the Iron Grip, but according to my research, damage in order for the iron grip to be really, you know, to really have a significant effect, you will need at least 350 strength nodes, or strength when it comes to the strength value, and I don't think that I'm going to be able to reach that one. So you guys may want to take it to go and, you know, research on this a little bit more in order to really find out, you know, how much strength do you really need in order for the iron grip to become viable for the build. And then of course we went up over here to get the survivalist, because we are going to be getting, you know, additional all resist over here, which will help a lot when it comes to our survivability. And of course the +1 to the maximum cold resistance is always a welcome addition. Now the build will revolve around, of course, using the claw. Now the reason that we're going to use claw for this build is because the claw is going to provide a lot of survivability by giving us, you know, free life leech. So what that means is, you know, aside from dealing, you know, moderate enough damage, you know, we are going to survive a lot more because of the life leech. So we're going to take all of the claw damage nodes over here, of course, ending with claws of the magpie and soul breaker. And then of course we went to the left side to take all of the powerful life nodes over there. Then we went down over here to take the quickness, and then we went to the left side to take the sleight of hand again to further increase our attack speed, and then the coordination for the attack speed, and then finally we've gotten all of the life nodes over here. Now in the further levels, since we are going to since this is a beginner's guide, you know, we are going to take again as much life as we can. We are going on the left side of the ranger skill tree over here to get some more life. As you can see, 4%, and then some more 4% life over there, some more life nodes over there, and then some more life nodes over here, and then, you know, finally ending with +12 to our maximum life. That is of course to be able to increase our life further, since we're only beginning in the game, and, you know, life is a really crucial and important part, or an important mechanic of this game. Alright, so with that said, let's get into our gearing. So again, we are going to use the claw for this build simply because the claw offers a lot of survivability when it comes to life leeching. So if you can, you know, get a claw that is above 150 when it comes to its DPS, you don't want a claw, you know, below 150, because you're going to struggle when it comes to dishing out damage and to you know, mowing down enemies. It's 150 DPS claw is actually pretty cheap. I got this one for 15C on the trade channel, so you may want to get a very decent claw. If you can also make sure that the claw has a high amount of high amount of attacks per second, if possible above 1.60. Alright, so as you can see, we are going to be using this for our helm. It's not a very impressive helm, but again, you know, I'm trying to mimic somebody who is actually playing the game for the first time. And if you are playing the game for oh my God, what is wrong with me? And if you are playing the game for the first time, what you'd really want to have on all and every part of your gear is to have life. So as you can see, I have a very decent life over here, +76, and at least, you know, you'd really want at least 2 resistances, but in here I only have one resistance, but that is okay, because in this game you need to learn how to min-max. You know, if you don't have any resist on one gear or one part of the gear, but you have a lot of life, you know, you can go ahead and use that one, and then, you know, get the other resistances from other parts of your gear. So you have to learn how to min-max. Now we are going to be using a shield for this build. I highly suggest that you guys, you know, do so, simply because the shield can offer, or may offer, you know, a huge amount of life, you know, similar to this one. What you're really targeting is life above 50. 65 is already good, Plus, we get a bunch of resistances over there, so which would, really help in min-maxing our life and resist. Again, on my amulet, as you can see, this is a pretty meh amulet. It only has plus 56 life over there, but it has a plus 5, to all our elemental resistance, and a plus 19 to lightning resistance. So, see, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to min-max the things that I don't have from other gear, in order for me to compensate for them by getting the resistances on other parts of my gear. Did that make any sense? I hope that made I hope that made some sense. Well, anyway, for my ring, I'm going to be using this one, again, life, and then at least 2 resistances. Don't worry too much about damage. What you need to worry about, or what you need to think about, is number 1, to get as much life as you can, and then number 2, max out your resistances, and then number 3, that's the only time that you're going to think about damage. When you have enough survival gear, that's the time that you could think about doing damage. And for my armor, as you can see, this is a pretty shitty armor. It only has 72 life there, and it only has 1 resistances. But I'm going to use it. For this run, again, to mimic somebody who's actually going through the game for the first time. For your ring, one of the best rings that you could use in this game if you're starting is to get a coral ring, because aside from the innate maximum life that it offers, it can re-roll a suffix or a prefix. I'm not exactly sure of what that is. It can actually re-roll another additional life, similar to this one. Aside from the plus 23 maximum life, we get a plus 75 additional maximum life. So this is going to be a good the coral ring will actually be a good source of life for you guys, when you're min-maxing your life and your resistances. So you have to take that into consideration. With my belt, I'm going to be using the leather belt. This is going to be also a huge help when it comes to min-maxing your life and resistances, because aside from the innate plus 37 life that it gives, it can also re-roll another again, suffix or prefix. I'm not exactly sure. It can roll another additional maximum life. As you can see, we have another plus 90 to our additional life over there, and we have a huge fire resistance. It doesn't need to have 2 resistances, but if it has a high roll of resistance, you better take that into consideration, and then min-max the resistances on other parts of your gear. And then for my gloves, I'm going to be using this one simply because it has life and 2 resistances, and the plus 12% increased attack speed is already a bonus over there. But don't worry about it if you don't have any attack speed, if you don't have any additional lightning damage over there. Don't worry about it. Just as long as your gloves has oh my god, excuse me. Just as long as your gloves has life and then 2 resistances, that's already okay. And then for our boots, it's not a very impressive boots, but it has life, as you can see, plus 69, and then it has 2 resistances, fire and lightning, and then of course we have movement speed over there. Don't worry if you don't have any, if the boots that you have doesn't have any movement speed, just as long as it has life, and then it has 2 resistances. But if you have maxed out your resistances on other parts of your gear, then maybe it's also a really good choice to have a movement speed on your belt. Alright, so I guess that's about it. I've discussed everything. When it comes to the Molten Strike, as you can see, I'm only going to be using a 4-link armor here. What's attached to our Molten Strike is Molten Strike, lesser multiple projectiles, and faster attacks. If I had a 5-link, I probably put in some fire penetration, and if I had 6-link, I'd probably put in some concentrated effect to further increase the damage projectiles of the Molten Strike. Alright, for our other skill gems, we are going to be using some trigger gems here, which I found to be very, very interesting and very, very helpful. First, we are going to be using Vengeance and Reckoning, since we're using a shield, and then all of that is attached to melee physical damage and blind. This is going to be really helpful because once this trigger gems trigger, the blind effect will take into effect, and then that will give us some more survivability when the enemies are blind. They miss their hits, so it might save you 2 or even 3 hits from dying. Alright, for our auras, we are going to be using my favorite combination of Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder, and we are going to be using Grace for this one. Again, we are at Iron Reflexes, so the only choice for our aura will be Grace to increase our armor significantly. And then, of course, we are going to be using the typical combination of CWDT, Enduring Cry, Immortal Call, and Increased Duration. This is a must. This combination of gems is a must for any melee build. So get it. You know, it's not really hard to get. These are pretty easy gems to get. So yeah, you'd really need to have this combination when you really want to survive in this game. And of course, for our movement, we are going to be using Whirling Blades attached to faster attacks, and we have Portal over there. And for our curse, we are going to be using Elemental Weakness attached to increased area of effect and cast CWDT. Again, the reason that we're using Elemental Weakness is that we are dealing several elements when it comes to our damage. We're doing cold, we're doing lightning, and then of course we are doing fire. So a really good curse, in my opinion, would be to have Elemental Weakness. Now, as far as damage goes, our Molten Strike is doing 5.666. Wow, that is a very devilish number. 5.666 DPS, which is not actually that bad. That will increase, of course, once we get 5 socket or 6 socket link armor or chest piece, or once we get a really good claw. Alright, so when it comes to our defenses, we are not actually doing pretty good with our resistances. We did cap our fire resistance at 75%. We are lacking some cold and then some lightning resistance, but as we play the game further, we'll be able to pick up some items, and we'll be able to min-max our resistances with our life. So on the next vlog, I'm expecting this one to to max out all of our resistances. And when it comes to our armor, we are doing really good with an armor of 7k and an estimated physical damage reduction of 52%. Now, if you're interested on how much damage is the Reckoning doing, it's doing 919 damage, and the Vengeance is doing 964. Alright, so I guess I've tackled enough. We are at level 70, as you can see there, and our total life pool is at 4.1k. So we are going to do a level 70 map, the pier, and yeah, so we're going to take down the boss and see a little bit of gameplay over here. So far so good. I've been doing a little well. Just don't get ganked up by monsters. That's why we have our that's why we have our Whirling Blades over there. When monster starts to gank up on you, you just whirling your blades. You just use Whirling Blades to get out of the way, really fast. And yeah, so alright, so let's just continue and go kill some monsters over here. What is wrong with me? This is the thing with me. If I don't make videos on a daily or on a regular basis, I tend to stutter a lot, on the next next video that I make. Alright, so here, this is the boss right here. Oh my god, I'm lagging! I want to open the chest. Open the goddamn chest! Alright, so here's the boss already. So as you can see, we're doing pretty well, and the boss is already dead. I was expecting a unique item there, but sadly we didn't have it. Okay, so as you can see on a level 70 map, the build is doing okay, and with very shitty gear, I believe that you guys can do, probably up until level 71, but don't quote me on that one. I believe that you guys should, level up until probably level 75 or 76 before you do maps level 71 and above. And of course, make sure that you have capped out your all of your resistances. Alright, so I guess that's about it for this episode, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the build in the comment section down below. And thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm gonna see you guys on the next part of my video. Have a good one. Then, I'm not doing anything. Alright, so here is Cole. Let's just get rid of his minions first, and we don't care about him. Okay, so as you can see, that was a huge damage when he made that first strike. And there you go, he's already